She's saying in general, like if she hears my boyfriend doesn't let me, or if you have to say
So how about,
my boyfriend doesn't let me, that's a red flag.
How about my boyfriend doesn't let me dye my hair red?
Red flag, it's your hair. Yes. Fix your face. Fix your face. Fix your face.
Wait a minute. What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with one more video. Joined today by a very special returning guest, Rain.
Hey.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
They liked you so much the first time we had to bring you back.
I hope they like me. We'll see.
Absolutely. So I found this video. I wanted to go through it. Like normally I wouldn't go through a video like this, but I needed a woman's perspective.
Okay.
Okay. Title of the video today, Red Flags in Men. Okay? Because if it was just me, it would just be them going over red flags and then me just talking shit about the red flags. You know what I'm saying? But I need your understanding to confirm or deny or explain if the red flags make sense. So then the viewers know of what they need to alter in order to reduce the potential
of coming off as a red flag.
Coming off as, well, I was going to say something different, but yeah, you cleaned that up for me.
Okay.
Without further ado!
10 signs that they are not ready for a relationship. Number 1, they try to sleep with you right away. This is a sign of anxious attachment style. They are essentially trying to bypass the emotional build of a relationship by sleeping with you in order to create a connection. Number 2, even if they don't try to sleep with you right away, but the conversation is always turning in a sexual nature, they are essentially seeing if you'll take the bait. Number 3, they hate their ex. This is not a person who hates their ex. This is a person who is still in love with their ex. Run. Number 4, they only call or text the day of or the hour of hanging out with you. Number 5, they don't call you. They only text you. They really don't have the emotional bandwidth to create a full-blown connection with a person.
Okay. The first point about sleeping with someone right away, I don't think that that's necessarily a red flag. People are different when it comes to that.
Yeah.
That attachment situation that she was talking about. And then also using like sexual language in conversations, that's subjective.
Super subjective.
Yes, for some people that would be a red flag. For me, I wouldn't want to, continue to talk to someone or take someone seriously who, first conversations, that's where they keep taking it.
If it's like creepy or cringy, I get it. But like if it's an intense, connection and you just met this, you're on date number 2 and then, it keeps coming up. Like, I don't see how that just negates him out of,
But it could be a red flag for her specifically or for someone specifically if that's not what they're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there any others that you felt worthy speaking about? Okay. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
My boyfriend doesn't let me.
What?
10 signs that they...
What the fuck was that? What was that? See, how did I not just understand what the hell just happened, but you got it?
My boyfriend doesn't let me. That's a red flag right there. What do you mean he doesn't let you? Is he your keeper?
Okay, so I don't get it though. Who was talking to her?
She was saying she was saying in general, like if she hears my boyfriend doesn't let me, or if you have to say my boyfriend doesn't let me, that's a red flag.
How about my boyfriend doesn't let me dye my hair red?
Red flag, it's your hair. Yes. Fix your face. Fix your face.
Wait a minute. You don't think that there should be some boundaries of when you get into a relationship with somebody, how much they would change in that relationship?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I think that he can have a say, and maybe it could be a conversation. But if she decides, or if you decide that you want to dye your hair red, and you're with someone, and he's like, "Well, no, you can't." They're not your parent.
So here's the thing: is that I think that there's expectations that are made for men that we have to adhere to, but so often I see this and I'm just like, wait. So it's not about letting, but it's about respect of that person. If I got into a relationship with you with long hair and brunette, but you want to shave head and turn it red, right? Like that's a completely different shift and or change.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying is that she says, don't let you, but like, come on. I mean, are you not thinking about, right, like how your partner thinks? Like, are you come home with new piercings? And
well, the word let, I mean, she's using the right word. It's not like she said, you know, my boyfriend doesn't like that or wouldn't like me to, or doesn't want me to. It's let, as if she has to get permission to do something. You don't have to get permission to do anything. You should always take your partner's feelings, wants, desires, all that stuff into consideration. But whether or not they're going to give you permission is not your problem. I mean, like, no one should permit you to do anything. So I think it's vernacular. Yes.
But let's take a very specific example.
Okay.
This specific example that I mentioned before. Because I actually reacted to a video not too long ago, and the guy said one of the reasons why he got divorced is that he came back home and she had shaved her hair off and turned it blue. And he was just like, right, like it wasn't even a conversation. But that lady who he got divorced to would probably say the same thing. He don't let me not do anything, right? Like, he don't let you what? Okay. I shaved my hair off and I turned it blue. So it's like when you have this subjective layer of right, like I wouldn't be in a relationship with him because he wouldn't let me, or what? Your boyfriend did what? He didn't let you what? But it's like, it depends on the situation.
I think that's superficial. If you love everything else about this woman and she wants to cut off all her hair and dye it blue, and that's going to be the deal breaker, you're going to get a divorce over that?
No, there was other things that he talked about that happened.
Okay.
But that
was part of it.
I mean, you're spending a lifetime with someone who's disagreeable, who just, you know, is not in consideration of your wants, your feelings, your desires. And men being as visual as what we are, it's very important that what we look at, we still maintain a level degree of attraction to. So that's like, to me, that's on the same lines of we get into a relationship and, you know, I have a upstanding career, and then somewhere in it, I decide to be a drug dealer, right? Like you got into for the but listen,
you're putting us at risk now versus talking about someone dyeing their hair.
No, but listen. Okay, it's an analogy, so it's gonna be different levels of, it's gonna be varied in kind of the extent of what it is that I'm talking about. But the logic is that you expect me, myself, as a man, to be a provider, a protector, to right, like, but if I switch how I'm doing it, how I'm providing, how I'm protecting. Now, a guy might expect you to, you know, be feminine, you know, well groomed, you know, to be, you know, a degree of what you look like when I got into this relationship. That means no blowing up, right? Like, you know, even like outside of like medical issues or something like that, right? Like adrenal gland issues, pituitary gland issues. But like also you take the active step to do something that is so far different than when I first got in here. Why is it so crazy if I decide to be a drug dealer, but it's not so crazy if you decide to change your whole look completely?
Okay, so it is crazy. I'm not saying it's not crazy. What I'm saying is crazy is the whole idea of he wouldn't let it happen, saying no, having to get permission. If a girl dyes, you know, she dyes her hair blue and her husband comes home and he's like, I don't like that you did that. You know, I really wish that you would change it back. I'm not happy that you did that. That is totally understandable. If he comes home and he's like, I told you not to mess with your hair. You're not allowed to do that. Here's the punishment. I'm leaving you, or, you know, X, Y, and Z, whatever it might be. That's where it's not right. I really do think that in this example, you have to look at the word that she's using specifically, because if she would have said, if she would have said, my boyfriend doesn't like it when I would have said, well, that's not a red flag. People are allowed to have their own opinions and not like certain things, not be comfortable with certain things, you know, but the let is really what it is. That's a red flag.
Well, it's not just the let. It's the let and also what it is that the person is trying to do. I think it's the combination of the two, because I agree with you to a degree, but there should be boundaries. There should be boundaries that you do not cross, or you have a clear conversation with the other person, because you're in a together mindset. But instead of having a together mindset and shaving your hair off and turning it blue, you had a single mindset because you don't care what I think. So I hear what you're saying, but at the same token, if I decide to come home and be like, yo, what are we doing, like $100,000 per year? If I go catch this lick, right, and then re-up, we're going to be doing $1 million per year. But oh, but it's illegal. I would hope that you would have the decency, right, to say, I can't let you do that, and here are the reasons why. And we have a concrete conversation.
It's illegal.
No, but okay. The weight of the issue is different.
That's the problem. You need a different example.
But that shit should be illegal. It should be illegal to change to blue,
this is
whatever.
Like the whole conversation itself. I get what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying. And I think that, as a rule, women, men, whatever, you should want to, do what you can to make your partner happy. If the long hair and everything makes them happy, if that's how they like you, you want to be seen as attractive and desirable to them. So, of course, you shouldn't just change it. But you should be able to have the freedom to do whatever you want to do.
Here's the thing.
What if it's like, my man doesn't let me, go out with my girlfriends on a Saturday night? Less of a physical appearance change, but actual actions of letting the person do something.
It's contextual.
Yeah.
Because what if all your friends are whores? And I'm like, stop hanging out with whores. Right? Or I'm saying, well, you just found out that you got pregnant by me. Stop going out with your whore friends that drink. Right? Like, okay. So it's all about the context. I hear you. But I look at TikToks like this, and people that don't go to another layer of understanding of human interaction, or especially young women, because this is for young women, are just going to lead forward into relationship with this. What you mean I can't? I'm my own woman.
Let me do whatever I want to do.
It's all contextual based is what I'm trying to say. Yes. But the context of TikTok videos, which is why it's such good content to react to, because there is no context at all. It's just, he did what? Huh? Who? like she's doing on the goddamn screen right now.
Okay, but I think
it's all context. Understand. No, I'm not gonna let you go out pregnant to go drink, right? You can't make that decision for your goddamn sense.
Extreme. All right, so understand then it is a red flag if you don't let her do simple things that make her happy, and that shouldn't be a problem for you. If you are overly controlling, as a man, then that is a red flag. Does that work? That makes sense?
Overly controlling is subjective. Because there's a lot that go and lead with this. He was so controlling, but you weren't looking for a leader.
So how about I put this out here? Red flags are subjective. I kind of alluded to this earlier, and that's why I think that it's important to know what you're looking for, what's a deal breaker or a red flag to you before getting out there and dating. Because TikTok is not going to tell you. Everyone has different red flags. So
fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready to move on? That might be its own video.
Drug dealing and dyeing hair. Let's go.
Let's go. You ready? Let's get it popping. Get out of here. Scram.
10 signs that they are not ready for a relationship.
Back.
Number 6, they do not follow through with their word. If they say they're going to call you and they do not call you, block them. We give our best efforts at the beginning of a relationship. If someone is already flaking on you, it's not a good sign and it won't end well. Number 7, they cancel plans last minute and do not make an attempt to reschedule with you right away. They don't value your time and they don't see you as a priority. Number 8, they do not ask you the hard questions. They don't ask about your faith, your future, whether you want to be married or have children. This is a person who really doesn't care about your future because they do not see themselves in it. Number 9, conversely, if they do not have a 5-year plan, this is a person who is unable to picture their future. They will not be capable of picturing a future with you in it. And number 10, they need to drink or be drunk in order to hang out with you. Block,
that's a
run,
red flag.
delete.
Red flag. Red flag.
Copyright. Okay. Whatevs. Still talks to their ex, has them on social media. Red flag.
Not necessarily, because he can have a mature relationship with someone he used to date.
So you would allow
an ex to be friends?
Oh wait, it said social media.
I'm sorry. Oh, to follow them on social media? I mean...
Did it say follow or talk to?
I think it said both. It still talks to their ex and follows them on social media.
See, that's a red flag for me. See, not the follows, but I think the active participation in conversations
Well, active, yeah. If they're talking every
ex,
day, that's definitely a problem.
I'm with it, yeah.
But if they have like a good relationship, they're not bitter towards each other, I actually would see that as like a positive sign. That's, of course, if you trust them and you believe that relationship isn't more than just a friendship.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is definitely in-person link-ups, meetups is, to me, is off the table. There's no reason to it.
Yeah.
But, like, if it ended off healthily, right, and there's once every year, on a birthday call to see, yeah, but not holidays. Actively talking to, asking questions to, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't think that's healthy.
No, because it's like we were talking about, when someone says, like, that their ex is crazy or talks bad about their ex, that could be seen as a red flag, because how can you feel so negatively about someone that you used to be with? Now, maybe it was just a super negative situation, but on the flip side, if they still have a positive relationship with this person, they're able to have conversations with them, not regularly, but, cordial conversations, I think that's a sign of maturity.
I'm with you. It's all about boundaries, though. They can't overstep. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, it has to be within limits. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All his exes are crazy. Yeah.
Like we were talking about, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's turn the sound back on.
And here are my early red flags in men. If he's following a lot of girls on social media, especially Instagram, he is just not serious and following a ton of girls from the apps. He's probably hooking up with tons of people. Gross. Anybody that's obsessing over your appearance at the beginning is either a narcissist or they just literally don't care about your personality and just want to hook up. If they are inconsistently communicating, they either have a roster or they're just not that interested. Like, you want someone that's really interested.
All right,
if this man is using Snap,
following a lot of girls on social media, if he's following a lot of IG models, that's something I would keep an eye on. Vixens. Yeah, like if you look over, he's scrolling through Instagram and it's just like IG model after IG model. That could be a cause for concern.
What do you think that denotes?
I mean, he definitely, it could come off that, like, he just has, like, a wandering eye, or...
I think it's some sucker shit, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's too much. Like, not to say men can't look at beautiful women, but if that's all his feed is all day, every day, it's going to be a problem in your relationship, because you are not, the average woman is not an IG model. So if he wakes up every morning and he's just looking at these pictures of women that aren't real, the pictures aren't real, it's going to mess with his perception, and it's going to have an impact on your relationship.
Yeah, let me clarify. It's not sucker shit to look at the shit, but I think like the act, like, because what I see is the liking, the photos, the heart eyes emojis, the squirt emojis, all of that stuff, the DM slides. To me, that's just some weak modern man shit.
Yeah. And you're like one of 500 comments, like.
It's just like, wow, you are this thing. You can't imagine like cool people in life doing shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, damn, like, I just feel bad for young men like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, it's almost like they're convinced like shit like that works. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't. It just feeds a system or an engine that's just based off of fake shit anyway. Because it's, some of the photos are real, but
of course, some are real.
There's a lot of fake shit, within it. But anyway, ready?
Snapchat as his primary form of communication, goodbye. If on the apps he is hiding his smile or wearing hats or you can barely see his face, beware. If this man mentions cuddling before the first date, run. I cannot stress this enough. If it is too much too soon and they're love bombing you, they're worshiping you, this person has issues. Like, a normal guy is going to take it at a slower pace. But on the flip side,
there's a lot of dudes that take shit at slower paces because they got 4 or 5 other bitches that's chilling on the side. So
it's not really about normal, and everybody's pace is different. The whole cuddling before the first date, it's just kind of mentioning like intimacy, which could allude, not necessarily show, but could allude to his intentions. That's something to look out for.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me say a statement.
Okay.
I think men should break the touch barrier as soon as possible when dating.
But by cuddling? On the first date?
Well, he mentioned
or before the first date?
So she said that he mentioned it beforehand.
So it's like it's a way to gauge interest.
I think that it is. It's like a way to gauge like particular interest. But I think like during the first date, there should be some touch barrier that is broken in order to get more data to assess level of interest. And it doesn't mean that the level of interest is going to change. When I say touch barrier, I mean like, you know, open the door but lead her through the door. You know, like pull out the chair but like lead her into the chair, right? Like, and then take markers off of how she acts, where her body language is at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not weird creepy shit like you go and hug her and you put a stiffy in her lap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do weird shit like that, but like you make it cool, you make it smooth.
Okay, yeah. You know, I'm glad that you bring that up, because when she was talking about the cuddling thing, I was like, yeah, if he's already talking about getting into bed. But I guess there is a way to look at it, like if he's trying to gauge and see how interested you are, if, you know, do you want to cuddle with him kind of thing. And that's different. So something to think about. All
right, let's listen to one more. There's so much more in this video.
He's giving 0 compliments to you, then he's just not secure with himself, and we don't waste our time with those people. If the guy does not pay for the first date that he asked you on, or if he accepts you splitting it, like, no, this is the first date, sir. And last but not least, if he asks you the day of, last minute, or just to meet up, not a real date, he's just not serious about it, and it's just not worth your time.
Like, she's the type of content creator that, like, I would say, like, if young ladies were watching her, I would say you have to look at the receipts. You'd have to look at the receipts. Does her lifestyle look like what you want to live? Because to be honest, I would sit down next to her and begin to talk to her, and she got this like weird kind of way that she talks and valley girlish and annoying and shit, and I'll be like, there's nothing I could do with you, mom. Like at all. Like you have an annoying cadence. You have a negative feeling towards shit, right? Like. So I'd say look at the receipts before you just take shit like this at face value.
I think that goes in general for people who are just giving this blanket advice over social media. Because some of the things that we've heard make sense, but then some of their reasoning doesn't make sense.
Or their lifestyle doesn't reach.
Yeah, or some of the stuff they're saying does not make sense at all. Like, just because he does not pay for the first date, it's not necessarily a red flag. Depends how that situation was handled. Did the check come and like he just look at you? I mean, you have to provide context for these kinds of things. You can't just read off this list and think, all right, these are red flags. This is what I'm going to look out for. But it does give you an insight into how I guess some women are thinking. Yeah, cool. You know, I guess when it comes to guys not being a red flag, it's hard to say because, like I said, red flags are subjective, but, you know, you should be yourself.
I will say it's difficult for women because a dude with good intentions can look just like a dude without good intentions.
Yeah.
You know, you could do pretty much the exact same thing, and you know, and she just won't know.
Well, he gives 0 compliments, and maybe it's not a red flag. Maybe he's just shy, or he doesn't want to make it seem like he's obsessing over your appearance or constantly mentioning things.
Put you on a pedestal.
So maybe it's not necessarily a negative thing. So that's why I'm saying you can't just like go off of these lists.
Yeah.
You know?
There's not enough context. That's why I don't watch TikTok either, but it's fantastic from a content perspective.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to stop the video right here. Rain!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your contributions today. Wholeheartedly appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to run this back. Matter of fact, we might double back right back into it. You know, this video's getting too long.
Yeah.
All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Rain, again, thank you so much for coming through. Let's double back, all right?
It was fun.
Until next time, YouTube.
Oh.
Peace!